The city of Athens, capital of the Hellenic Republic of Greece and birthplace of democracy, is associated with an ancient Greek goddess named Athena. Here are 7 facts you may or may not know about the Olympian goddess. Before we get started, let me welcome you to Helinika, a cross-media platform dedicated to the Greek language, history and culture. You can subscribe and stay updated, and you can always visit helinika.com for more content like this. Now, let's get back to the Lady of Athens and protector of heroes. Goddess Athena is known as the goddess of wisdom and is therefore often depicted with an animal that stands as a symbol of this wisdom, the owl. Athena, however, is also the goddess of warfare, handicraft, and strategy, because all these, according to the ancient Greeks, were connected. In order for someone to be a good fighter, wisdom is a prerequisite. Fighting and intelligence are not two opposites, and Athena shows this by always wearing her helmet and by holding her spear. It is important to remember that the main god of war is no other than Ares. However, Athena was not as turbulent as Ares, and she believed that defense is more important than attack. The goddess is given the epithet Pallas, but also Promachos and Ergani, that showcase her nature. At the same time, she is also called Parthenos, meaning virgin. Athena was not interested in love and romance, and her mortal followers were required to abstain from such activities. Due to her pristine nature, she has been associated with the Virgin Mary. And in medieval Greece, even the defensive aspect of Athena was now attributed to the mother of Jesus Christ, Panagia. For example, the Byzantines would sometimes report seeing the Virgin Mary in armor, calling them to defend Constantinople whenever the city was in danger. If you have watched the video about the naming of Athens, then you know that Poseidon and Athena once fought over the Greek city that was once called Kekropia. According to a myth that has survived over the years, Kekropia was considered a beautiful land with plenty of sunlight. It lacked a lot of vegetation, but it was located by the sea. At the center of the city, there was a hill that could be used for strategic purposes, but also to connect with the divine. The people of Kekropia were educated, cultured, and among the first who started worshipping the Olympian gods. However, Poseidon, the god of the seas, and Athena decided to compete against each other to become the citizens' favorite god or goddess. Unfortunately, Poseidon did not offer the citizens a solution to their problems. He either offered them a spring of seawater or a herd of goats, according to various sources. Athena, on the other hand, spawned an olive tree on the Acropolis hill. The locals could produce olive oil, the liquid gold of antiquity, and export it across the Mediterranean, and Athena was elected as the patroness of the city, which was named after her. Minerva was the Roman goddess of wisdom, justice, law, and victory. She was also connected to the arts, trade, and strategy. She was an important Roman goddess who bore similarities to Mars, but she was in favor of defense rather than violence. If that sounds familiar, that is because Minerva is basically the Roman equivalent of Athena. The Romans believed that Minerva was the creator of the olive tree and the protector of the Greek city of Athens. So, in an essence, Minerva is just another name for Athena. There are 2 variations of how Athena was born into this world. According to one variation, Athena was the daughter of Metis and Zeus. When Metis became pregnant, she was eaten alive by the king of the gods, who then carried the baby to full term. Another variation says that Athena did not have a mother at all. She came into being after Zeus became lost in his thoughts and conceived her, just like an idea. In both variations, Athena came into this world after Zeus started having horrible headaches. The gods tried to help him by splitting his head in half, only to find a full-grown woman wearing a helmet and holding a spear, and her name was Athena. As a goddess of both wisdom and warfare, Athena was often the protector of mythical Greek heroes and heroines who possessed the qualities she represented. Odysseus is a great example of a hero who was favored by goddess Athena. This is the one who assisted him during his nostos, which, by the way, has been documented by Helinika. On the other hand, Athena would punish those who acted in ways she viewed immoral. For example, she once transformed one of her priestesses into a serpentine monster for losing her virginity to Poseidon. This monster is no other than Gorgon Medusa, who would petrify humans with her terrifying appearance. Another victim was no other than Arachne, who was turned into the least favorable insect, the spider. According to an ancient Greek myth, Arachne was a young woman who boasted that her skills in weaving were superior to those of goddess Athena. Roman poet Ovid narrates how the woman was punished for this hubris by being transformed into a tiny creature that spends its whole life weaving a web. Greeks still call spiders arachne, and now you know where the term arachnophobia comes from. When the Athenians decided to build temples to their gods on the Acropolis hill, they dedicated the biggest and most impressive one to their patroness, Athena. The Parthenon of Athens, meaning the apartments of the unmarried women, is dedicated to the Virgin Goddess. It is a Doric temple with Ionic details and still stands as a symbol of classical Athens. The temple was built in the 5th century BC under the Delian League, an association of Greek city-states that was formed after the second Persian invasion of Greece. Although Athena did not give birth to a child, she did raise a young boy as her own. According to the Bibliotheca of Pseudo-Apollodorus, Athena once visited Hephaestus to request some new weapons. The god of fire tried to persuade her to sleep with him, but failed miserably. But from his attempt, a child was born out of the earth. The boy was named Erichthonius and was given by Gaia, the personification of the earth, to Athena to raise him. The goddess considered him her son. She took care of him for a while and later asked the daughters of the king of Athens, Cecrops, to take over. The infant was kept in a small box that the women were told to never open, and a snake stood as his protector. These were 7 facts about goddess Athena that you may or may not know. Are there any other facts you would like to add to this list? Feel free to add them in the comment section. As always, make sure to subscribe and gain access to more content like this. In the description you can find your Udemy discount to learn modern Greek, along with some recommendations. And you are more than welcome to share this video with someone who is interested in ancient Greek mythology. Till next time!